Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Literacy, and we are learning the story Jack and the Beanstalk this week. Yesterday, you learned the actions and the words for the beginning, the build-up and the problem, and today we are going to focus on the resolution and the ending. So you're going to learn the actions and the words for the resolution and the ending, and then you can put everything that you've learned together to perform the story from the start to the end. So let's go and learn the resolution and the ending. So first we're going to recap what happens in the resolution and the ending, and then you'll watch me do the actions, and then it'll be your turn to have a go. So in our resolution is when Jack has climbed up the beanstalk and he's in the clouds and he's just seen a hen laying golden eggs. So he's up in the clouds and he's just seen that, and then suddenly he heard bee, fi, bo, bum, and a huge giant appeared. So Jack is probably very scared seeing a huge giant appeared. But luckily, Jack is a very smart boy, so he grabs the expensive hen that he sees and he climbs back down and races back home. And in our ending, Jack has now got the expensive hen, and now that means him and his mum are so happy because they are rich, because now they have that expensive hen which lays golden eggs which they can sell. So they are very happy because they're now very rich and their problem has gone away. So their problem at the start of the story was that they were very poor and they needed money for food. And now that problem's been solved, they've now got an expensive hen that lays golden eggs, which they can sell, and they can use that money for food and clothes and everything that you need. And then they live happily ever after. And we know because it's a fairy tale, we have that classic ending, they lived happily ever after. So we are now going to look at me doing the actions and the words for the resolution and the ending. But make sure you are just watching because it'll be your turn afterwards. Suddenly, he heard bee, fi, bo, thumb, and a huge, terrifying giant appeared. Fortunately, clever Jack grabbed the expensive hen and raced back down to his house. Jack and his mum were delighted because now they were rich. They lived happily ever after. Okay, now it's your turn to learn the actions and the words for our resolution and our ending. So you're going to stand up and you are going to now join in with me. You're on the left, are you going to have me doing the actions and the words, and on the right you are going to have the story map to help you know what comes next. Off we go. Suddenly, he heard bee, fi, bo, thumb, and a huge, terrifying giant appeared. Fortunately, clever Jack grabbed the expensive hen and raced back down to his house. Jack and his mum were delighted because now they were rich. Full stop. They lived happily ever after. Full stop. Now that you have learned the resolution and the ending, it means now you know the beginning, the build-up, the problem, the resolution, and the ending. You know all 5 parts to our story. So it means you can stand up with a loud and clear voice and you can perform Jack and the Beanstalk. I would like you to join in with me. I am going to play myself with the actions and we're going to have the story map on the right and you are going to join in from the very beginning all the way to the ending and make sure you upload this performance onto Seesaw. Let's go. Once upon a time, there was a poor boy called Jack who lived with his mum in a ramshackle house. Full stop. One morning, they decided to sell their plumpest cow so they could have money for food. Full stop. Unfortunately, all he got for the cow was some big blue beans. Stop. When he arrived home, his mum was furious and threw them out of the window. Full stop. The very next day, the beans had grown into a towering beanstalk. Full stop. Jack climbed the beanstalk and when he got to the clouds, he saw a hen laying golden eggs. Full stop. Suddenly, he heard fee-fi-fo-fum and a huge, terrifying giant appeared. Full stop. Fortunately, clever Jack grabbed the expensive hen and raced back down to his house. Full stop. Jack and his mum were delighted because now they were rich. Full stop. They lived happily ever after. Full stop. Now that you have done a fantastic performance of your actions and your words to Jack and the Beanstalk, you are now ready for our challenge. Our challenge is to practice spellings from our story because this is really important as it helps with our writing next week. The words we have today are blue, beans, arrived, furious, through, and window. So I want you to practice these words and write them down. And if you want a super duper challenge, why not put those in 2 sentences? I can't wait to see all your work on Seesaw. Good luck!